do it for yourself and kicking ball since you were young. Lions on your kit, but you've been playing since a cub. When you're stepping on the pitch, you know you gotta.
Belgium humbled, Belgium smashed, Belgium taken apart by Morocco, and they deserved it. The Moroccans deserved it. They were better in every single facet of this game. Every single facet of this game. They were fundamentally better. They worked harder. They run more. They thought more. And they outclassed them. Far more class on the ball. Far more class in terms of creating opportunities. And a number of players in this Moroccan team, which that we've heard of. One that stood out today. One that stood out today in Hakim Ziyech, who's been very much vilified since he came to the Premier League, ripped apart, a flop. Absolutely on fire today. And they thoroughly deserve this. They thoroughly deserve it because Belgium were awful. Let's just put this out there now. Belgium, to a man, were awful. Awful tactics, awful approach, awful on the ball. And on top of that, the mentality of this Belgian team stinks. It stinks. They stink. They stink. Legitimately stink. They should be ashamed of themselves. The Belgium FA, government, whoever wants to get involved, should be talking to all the Belgian people that have made the trip. Thousands and thousands of pounds spent for that. Nobody has the divine right to believe their nation is going to win this tournament. But to try hard, to work hard, they have to do better. It was an absolute abomination of a performance. An abomination of a performance. Shocking. The lack of development of a new crop is costing them. And I heard in the build-up to the game a lot of the pundits talking about how they're not even that old. And I agree to it to an extent. They've got some 33, 32, 30-year-olds. They've got a lot of players 28, 29. Why have they dropped off so much? As a collective, it's a mindset. KDB himself has said, we are too old to win the World Cup. Why go then? Why go? Why go with that thought process? Why go with that belief? Doesn't matter what we do, we can't win. The Saudis aren't thinking like that. Morocco aren't thinking like that. Canada aren't thinking like that. And they've got very little chance of winning it, but they're trying to win every game. This Belgian team has been shocking. They were so lucky against Canada. It was unbelievable. Unbelievably lucky. They were up against a better team today, and they got bodied from start to finish. And when we look at this from an individual standpoint, I want to start by talking about Eden Hazard. The drop-off of this man is insane. Many of his supporters, a lot of them Chelsea fans and, of course, Hazard fanboys, were telling me up until 2018, top 3 in the world, top 3 in the world, top 3 in the world, top 3 in the world. Once he goes to Real Madrid, next levels. Now, I understand that it's injuries, but it's also natural burnout. That's where the injuries come from. This man started playing at, 17 years of age? 17 years of age. I think 2007, 2008 was when he first started playing regularly for Lille. And he's gone. This man's gone from being top 3 in the world to not being in the top 3 in his family. And he's starting for Belgium. It's not his fault he's fallen off, but what on God's green earth is he doing on the football pitch? He can't run because he's lost his legs and his physicality. He can't dribble anymore. And you take the dribbling away from Eden Hazard and his ability to beat a man, there's nothing else there. There's nothing left. We've seen Messi lose his ability to run in games at the ripe old age of 35, 36. But when he gets the ball, he still has the footballing ability to dictate the play, create opportunities and chances. Eden Hazard is beyond fallen. If this was a boxer being put in the ring tonight, if this was a boxer being put in the ring, we'd be slamming the promoter. We'd be saying you're risking his life. I'm someone who really enjoyed watching Eden Hazard play. It is legitimately sad. It is legitimately sad and upsetting to see him like this. And he should seriously think about retiring, period. Definitely think about retiring from international football after this tournament. It's no good for him. I hate seeing players that were great go out like this. Why is he being picked? I'll never understand. Statistically, it says he created 4 chances today, but he was nowhere near the proper Eden Hazard. He had a little moment where he dropped his shoulder, beat a man, had a shot that was saved. That was it. One moment from Eden Hazard. And then you got KDB. Now, KDB, for me, this is 2 games on the bounce now where he has just not looked like the KDB that we all know. He hasn't looked like the KDB that the world has raved about. He just hasn't been influencing the games, making the right decisions, passing the ball into the right areas. His touch looks off. He looks fatigued. You could argue he looks like he doesn't even really want to be there. And when you hear what he said, I want to get his exact quote. I had it in my head, but I was just going to put in. It's just easy to Kevin De Bruyne. Right, let's search Kevin De Bruyne. Can't win. I'm actually gonna. I want to get his words right. I don't want to misrepresent him. World Cup. Let's just Google search that while I'm doing this. He literally said his words were, "We're too old," is what he said. I want to get the full sentence up for you here because I don't want to misquote him on this. I don't want to know you're misquoting him. That's not what he said. He goes, I think our chance was in 2018. We have a good team, but it is aging. We lost some key players. We have some good new players coming, but we are not at the level of other players were in 2018. I see us more as outsiders. They're his words, but he's essentially saying we're too old. And the problem is with that mentality is you're sowing the seed of defeat already. You're sowing the excuses in before you've played. The mentality of this team is shot. You're picking an Eden Hazard who's finished. And you've got KDB, who is one of the best players in the world. He ain't over the hill. He hasn't faded. He has no excuse. Poor old Eden Hazard shouldn't be put in this position. He should be put out to pasture. But KDB's like, oh, well, we ain't going to win, so what's the point of trying? And that's what I've seen from KDB. He ain't trying. It's your country, bruv. It is your country. And you're not trying. You have no belief. So then you look at the manager and say, well, why the hell are you picking him? I bet you Trossard believes. Trossard ain't even the midfielder. I bet if you play Trossard, he'd give his all. Some of these youngsters they mentioned that are coming through, play them. They're not going to be as defeated as the KDB. I don't care about what he's done at City, what he's done in world football. What a stinky, dirty attitude to have. It stinks. And this Belgian team stinks. I want to congratulate Morocco. You deserve this. You deserved it. You were by far the best team without a shadow of a doubt, by far and away. Deserved every bit of success that you get for this. But the Belgians, we've got Croatia next. They deserve to go out. 2 shoddy performances on the bounce. They have no right making it through to these knockout stages. I hope they go out. I just hope they do. Because this golden generation failed for its country. And now it's come to this tournament. The country wants to believe. The country wants to get behind them. And what have they basically said to the Belgian people? Screw you. And in my humble opinion, that's just disgraceful. Look, I want your thoughts and I want your feelings below. Make sure you're smashing the like button. Until next time, take care. Goodbye.